Yes, the Swahili wise men said, mbiu ya mgambo ikilia lazima kuna jambo. And indeed, we interrupt your normal Saturday programming here at NTV to bring you the first edition of the Great Chep Sign across country. This is the greatest showpiece in this weekend. And as you can see behind me, a mammoth of crowd has turned out to watch this event, which has attracted a lot of athletes internationally and here nationally. So we are going to talk to the chairman of this event, Athletics Kenya Youth Development Director, Mr. Barnabas Korir. Mr. Barnabas, maybe so far, up to now, are we going according to the plan?
Yes, first of all, I am grateful to the Kenyans who have turned for this event. Up to this moment, we are on time, and in fact, this is precisely the event that we wanted to be. And we started the race on time, and we have not missed even 1 minute. We start exactly on time. And this event, as we have said all along, is the first edition. And we, from Athletics Kenya, decided to request for permission to host as one of the international events, bronze medal. And we were accorded that position to host it. Today, the turnout has been amazing. This is the first time that we registered the largest number of participants in any category over the years that we have had cross country in Kenya. It's amazing. The community turnout also is unbelievable because this is the first time, and then of course they have come out to watch the athletes, the children, and the old also participating. More than that also is that we have the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, is also here with us. We have also Head of Public Service also with us, and members of Parliament, both in the Senate and the National Assembly. They are all here. More than 20 of them who took part in this. So this is an amazing event, and we are really happy that it has turned out this way. The weather has been beautiful also. Athletics Kenya has done a lot to organize this event to assist them. And we are here with also the Senior Vice President in charge of competition, so he has seen it for himself also that he can actually say something about it, because this is the moment that we are very happy as a federation that we can organize an event of such a magnitude, and this is also an international event.
Yeah, Mr. Korir, before I invite in the Senior Vice President, you are particular about youth development. That is your docket. And today we have seen that you have organized this event. We start from 5-year-old to 7-year-old. Maybe what does this speak into mentoring and nurturing the incoming generation?
You know, the Athletics Kenya has started this program for some time now, and we have had quite a number of camps all over the country. We have also what we call kids athletics that has been going on, although it has not really caught up very much like the under 20. The kids athletics that we saw today, starting from 5 years to 13 years, they also participated. And we want also now to activate, because this is now the future generation for competition. We have Olympics in 2028 and 2032. So those ones that we are preparing. We have World Championship for under 20 next year in Lima, Peru. This is now the process that we are starting. We want also to develop culture. That is not only that we are preparing the athletes specifically for certain championship. We want to have it as part of the culture so that our athletes can continue. We want also to include that as we prepare the athletes to compete, we want also them to understand that they can also go to school. We encourage them, and that is the reason why we have camps in schools, because we want them to understand that they can continue with their education, at the same time use their talent to enhance their improvement in life. We had the CS, the Minister of Sports, Ababu Mwamba, who was also here. He is instrumental in starting the idea of Talanta Ella. Talanta means searching for the talent, nurturing talent, and of course Ella means handling something through that. And he has done a perfect job. So we have seen sports in all over the country. We have football, any other sport is taking place and it's taking root. And because of that, you see the interest from the public, from the athletes, from everybody, so that we will be a sporting nation. We want to be a sporting nation that uses also sports to develop and make it an industry in the future, years to come.
Mr. Korir, we have seen this course has been described as a very tough course, and being a technical person, maybe are you going maybe to consider reducing it a bit, or this is the perfect thing that you want?
Although I'm not really technical on that, I was also an athlete, and I ran several cross countries all over the world. And this is one of the toughest cross country I've seen it myself. As a result of that, the technical team, through the senior vice president here, developed this course and reduced it by 2 kilometers each, so that now it does not tax the athletes because of the toughness of the course. We are not going to change because this is a challenge, a challenging course for our athletes, so that when they are preparing, they know that they expect tougher courses in other World Championship, because we have next year World Championship cross country. So we want them to learn. I remember when we went to Denmark for Aarhus for World Cross Country, we were all shocked to see the kind of cross country, the course that we had. Our athletes had a rough time because they were not expecting such a course to be that tough. So now they have to be ready for any course, because you never know what will be waiting for them in other championships. So this is a perfect course. I was talking even to the MB here and also the leaders from this community. They were thinking maybe they can change. I told them, no, this is the perfect course, and we are going to ensure that it continues. We use this cross country. It is enough for us. It is also enough for the community to come and watch. If you see the hills nearby here, you see people also watching this cross country from those areas. So it is a starting point that everybody has embraced from the community, and it is more important when the community embraces an event of this magnitude. So we know that the future is good.
Thank you, Mr. Korir. Before I get back to you for closing remarks, maybe I can invite in the Senior Vice President and Director of Competition. Mr. Mutui, Mr. Korir has thrown the ball to you about this course. Is it perfect for the athletes in terms of preparation for what comes when we go to World Cross Country Championships next year?
Exactly so. The course is a perfect feature of quite a lot of what we go and find in international competitions. Like remember at one time when we were not prepared of difficult courses like this one, when we went to Spain, and then now we find that the course was even climbing on top of buildings. And it's one thing that our athletes had never seen before. Therefore, I think coming up with a course like this one is a good idea, so that now our athletes could be able to master difficult kinds of routes.
Mr. Mutui, as the Director of Competitions, and next year we are having a lot of competitions coming up, including the Olympic. Do you think maybe having such events will help to prepare these athletes for competitions next year?
Yeah, now what we have done, in fact, as a federation, we have come up with a very good preparatory kind of program where we are having different kind of teams preparing for them. Now starting with the incoming, very soon, the indoor competitions, where actually right now we have come up with what we call the probable athletes. We have a list of the probable athletes for the indoor competitions, and also for the marathon itself, and also for the relays. These are the events which are going to be coming very soon. Now very soon we will be going to Glasgow for the indoors, and we have started now getting the proper athletes who would be representing the country.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mutui. I'll come back to you as we close. I've seen here the champion, former world champion 800 meters, the famous Eldoret Express. But her real name is Janet Jepkosgei. For those Gen Zs who were born just the other day, maybe they never saw her competing. Janet, today I've seen some incredible images. I've seen children competing barefooted. Does that remind you something?
Actually, this is a very good race. This is where we can get our talents. This is our generation, our coming generation. I saw kids running without shoes, and I was so impressed because this is a natural thing, actually. This shows how big the talent is. If someone can come run without shoes, it reminds me when we were young, actually, running without shoes. It reminds me Faith, Chemngetich when she was in World Cross, and she runs without shoes. And this race gives us a chance to identify talents. Yeah.
And in terms of identifying talents, Janet, we have seen that this race has considered almost all categories. From 5-year kids, they can come and participate. As a retired athlete yourself, do you think this is the right way to build future Janet Jepkosgeis?
100%. I support this race because when you see kids running 5 kilometers, these are under 18. And we know in the coming years we'll have Olympics under 18 in Dakar. This is where we can get talents and we will be able to follow them actually all the way to the championship. This is a place where we can get the future Olympians. If a good talent, we can be able to follow them, nurture them, encourage them, and motivate them all the way to the next championship. Yeah.
And being an athlete yourself, Janet, I've had talks that cross country is very interesting because anyone can participate in, from 800 meters to marathon athletes. Did you yourself ever participated in such a cross country?
Yeah, I did my cross country actually when the Discovery Kenya was still there, and I used to run 6 kilometers, and I used to enjoy it because it doesn't matter where you are number one, but what you take back. It's an endurance race. This is where you can gain your endurance, you can judge yourself as a professional athlete. So it's very important for everyone to run. Yeah.
And maybe at this point I can bring back Mr. Korir a bit. You can just stand there. Mr. Korir, we are having a very interesting talk here with Janet. She's saying that cross-country, anyone can participate in. Maybe you are a former athlete yourself. Did you ever participate in a cross-country?
Yes, in fact, the event that I loved most was cross country. I ran in high school and then I went to university. I participated in cross country and I did very well. But that is now, when you are preparing for the track and field, that is when you now use the cross country to do that. Janet is experienced in that and she has done a very good job. She was also competing before the track season. That is used for build-up. And of course, she has also started camps, nurturing the same kids that we are doing now. She has a camp that also the federation is funding through the government. So you can see now that we want also the retired athletes to be part and parcel of the organization of this event so that they know exactly what our kids require. And this is the only way now we can build for the future for this country. So this is very important for us. We are really proud of Mr. Baruch for initiating this process. We are very happy with our president allowing that, and of course the Minister for Sports for engaging us in ensuring that the funding comes through so that we can organize the events. We are really proud of that, and of course the government of the Republic of Kenya. You can imagine the Deputy President being here, and the Cabinet Secretaries, the Head of Public Service also here. It tells you that the trajectory of sport in this country is changing through the initiative of the Minister by starting the interest, Talanta Hela, which means talent and handing money. And it is now sprouting all over the country. Next week, we are visiting all the camps. We have 42 camps, and then we are going to now to his place, Putalangi, because we have a camp there. And then Vihiga, we have another camp. We have a camp in Busia and Mount Yelkon. You can see now, we want to look for sprinters. We want to look for field events, so that now they can add and support what Jepkosgeis is doing in Kapsavetina on camp that is starting, which is funded by the government.
Maybe my last question from me. This race, as you mentioned earlier, had been given a bronze medal, a bronze level status by the World Athletics. Maybe for the benefit of our viewers, what does it take for a race to be given such a status?
For a race to be given such a status, it is really very important to undertake 3 different things. First of all, is the prize money and the budgetary allocation for the athletes, and secondly, the organizational structures that we have, and of course now the participation from other countries. And those are the 3 main key points that we had. We sent the budget allocation for this event to the World Athletics, and they acknowledge that. They saw also the structures, international ITOs officials who are with us also who are qualified to handle this event. And of course we have athletes now, some of them are coming from other countries, so that we have now a combination of local artists, international, and some of the foreign artists to be here. So the budget is there, and of course we are going to be, and we are following also the issue of anti-doping matters. We have ADAC doing the test here. That's one of the rules that we must engage, and they have already done that. So this is what happened, and it was the quickest for us to get the gold label, the bronze label for this event. And after proving that we have all those factors, they accepted to give us this one now. So we have two. We have the gold label, which is Sirikwa cross country, and this one now, the bronze label. We will ask you for more. When you ask for more, then this event is listed as one of the national events which is hosted by World Athletics.
Does it mean Kenya now will be no longer a powerhouse just in running alone, but also organizing events?
Of course, you know, we are looking for major events. You see, we have had World Cross Country, it was done here. And then we have World Under 18, we have World Under 20, and we have other major events across sporting arena. I mean, rugby and others. We are looking forward to organizing also the called this Diamond League in this country. And to do that, we have organized Kipeno Classic 3 times. We are going the 4th time now, and it has been very, very successful. We have done, you know, we have seen, and of course, Nation TV is the one who is our host broadcaster. We have seen what we have done also to make sure that we have this event. So those are the factors that we have done, which is also part of the consideration by World Athletics, and they said that we have to see either 2027 or 2029, we have the Diamond League, and we are striving for that. We want to make sure that they recognize what we are doing, and then we have the infrastructure. The only thing that let us down was only the stadiums. If we had the stadiums, we could have had 2025. So the President of the Republic of Kenya has already initiated the constructions of state-of-the-art stadiums. If we get even one single one, which is graded, which is certified by World Athletics, I can bet that people like Janet will be now organizing the event for 2029, and that is what we are waiting for, because we want the retired athletes to be part and parcel of organization of events in this country.
Okay, Mr. Korir, I'll come back to you with the last question, you and Janet, about what you are planning for the junior athletes. We are now in the long holidays. Perhaps you'll be able to tell us about that. And the benefit of being in a city or in the area of champions, I'm having another, and I don't know why today I'm having 800 meters champions. I'm having the 2008 Team Kenya captain and also the 800 meters Olympic champion, Mr. Wilfred Bungei. Mr. Bungei, if you can just move close to me. Today we have seen kids as young as 5 years old, and later we'll be seeing aged people now, 60 and above, competing. Maybe as a former sportsman yourself, what does it mean to you?
Well, I think first and foremost is if we look at this event, it's a very unique one. Number one, it is because of it is involving both the younger people and the older people. And most of us, we understand that, you know, when you do sports, at the end of the day, you will be able to have a better health. And I think we have got to give a lot of credit to the organizers, you know, of this event, because they have brought everyone. For me, I'm looking at a situation whereby in the future, you know, this race, and I believe just the way race director, you know, Barnabas Korir has just said, is that we are looking at this event maybe being promoted to silver and to bronze. And especially, I think what makes unique of everything that we have organized in this country is we have those who are running from the age of, let's say, 5 to the age of maybe even 90 people. If we have anyone who has competed who is 90 years. That is the uniqueness of the race.
Yeah. And Bungei and Janet, interestingly, I haven't seen you running today. I don't know, are you planning to participate in the 40 to 50, if I can estimate, category?
You know, let me tell you, today, I would say that if I was to compete with you, definitely you will pass me. Utanishinda bila shaka. Sababu ni kwamba, you know, I've not been training a lot, and you know, especially for those of us who are in the professional athletics, after you have done with athletics, you know, you do not want again to still continue, especially, that is my opinion.
Okay, Janet, you're pretty much still in shape. I don't know, will you be taking part in other races later?
Actually not for today. My race could be the one for 5 kilometers and 6 kilometers. I deal with the young ones, so I would like to show them the way. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. Now, as we finish, Mr. Barnabas, and maybe we'll be joined by Senior Vice President. We are now in the long holidays. We have a lot of, we have children at home now, and you know, if maybe they are unattended, what can happen? We have cases of early pregnancies, alcoholism, and everything. Maybe as a federation, What is your plan for these kids during these festive seasons?
This festive season, we have had plans from the Federation. As I mentioned earlier, we have 42 camps across the country. We put those camps, the areas where they have high concentration of athletes, especially Central Rift, North Rift, and of course Central in Kenya and southern parts of Kenya, which has quite a number of athletes. We have now opportunity for those who have talent to join those camps and also encourage the parents. In these camps, we are also going to have meetings from next week to include the parents and the community so that when we go there, even those athletes who did not have a chance to join the camps, we can have an opportunity to talk to them and try to engage them so that in the future they can also come and also desist from any other activity that can affect them. They can also join them during the morning trainings. So we want to make sure that we reach out to every child that has got a chance to participate in running, and especially the kids. As you have seen, we also are hosting kids athletics in our offices. We want to organize that for next year. Every year we have a kids competition. So it's part of the program so that we participate. But this event has actually fitted the conceptualization of World Athletics to have mass participation in involving the young athletes in communities and practically everybody else.
Yeah. And I'm now joined with the patron of this great competition, Mr. Farouk Kibet. Patron, tumeona leo watu wamejitokeza kwa wingi sana. Pengine hebu tuambie tu unajihisi aje kuweza kuwaleta watu pamoja jinsi hii?
Mimi nimefurahika sana, nimefurahi kwa sababu mwito ni kitu mzuri. Ukianzisha jambo na ifurahiwe na watu, unasikia raha. Raha yangu ya kwanza, watu wamejitokeza, wamekimbia, tumeshutia talents mbalimbali. Furaha yetu ni kwamba sasa yale maneno tumekuwa tukisema tuangamize, tumeanza kuyaangamiza kwa umati ambaye amejitokeza. Kumbuka kwamba hapa ni town. Hakuna facilities ambayo watu wangefurahia kuja, mahali ya kukula, mazingara ya kukula mazuri, lakini ukiangalia watu wanajaribu kubadilisha mienendo na mipino za maisha pale baadaye. Ukiangalia wale wamekimbia, kuna umri ndogo, kuna umri kubwa. Lakini ile ambayo inafurahisha ni kwamba watu wanajiandaa sasa kwa mambo mazuri kutokea saa hii. Na mimi nataka kuhimiza serikali kwamba sasa wafikirie mali talent ziko, mambo ya fedha iwekwe hapo kisawa sawa. Mwito yangu kwa wanariadha vile mmeona ni kwamba sasa waanze mazoezi. Mwaka ujao tutakuwa sasa na matokeo tofauti na vile tumeona. Wajua walikuwa wanajaribu kusema so how do we do it? Wameona kumbe inawezekana. Inawezekana kukimbia na unawezekana kufaulu. Na hata ukiangalia kwa masawadi, naangalia maplangeti, naangalia wengine wameenda na ng'ombe, wengine wataenda na hela. Walipokuwa wanakuja walikuwa hawaji na hizo vitu. Wanaenda nazo sasa. Ili basi kwa sababu ukiangalia wao wanakimbia mkutupu. Umeangalia watu wengi hapa wanakimbia pia viatu. Hiyo inatutia huzuni sana kama viongozi. Inatupa changamoto kwamba ni vipi tutawasaidia. Wako na uwezo wa kukimbia, hawana facilities ya kutosha.
Na Bwana Farouk, hapo juzi uliweza kuzungumzia kuhusu pia kutumia mbio kama hizi kuweza kuhamasisha vijana kuhusiana, ikizingatiwa saa hizi shule zimefungwa, mambo ya madawa ya kulevya au unywaji wa pombe wanapokaa bila kufanya kazi. Pengine unaona hilo linawezekana?
Inawezekana, mafikira inakuwa tofauti. Ukiangalia leo vijana, ukiangalia mawazo yao ni tofauti na vile wangekuwa wenyewe. Wanaangalia wangependa kuwa kama Barnabas, wangekuwa kama wakili, angekuwa kama Kipchoge. Nao ile inanisaidia ni kwamba sitaki wao watoto wapotee kwa njia ambayo isiyoelewekana. Ni kwamba wawe pamoja ili tuwachunge warudi shule, but next year mambo itakuwa tofauti sana. Furaha yangu ni kwamba wao watoto ambaye tunalinda kizazi kijayo. Otherwise tutapata mimba ya mapema, tutapata watoto wamekunywa pombe. Ile inanifurahisha ni kwamba hata wao wenyewe wanakemea hizo vitu bila kushawishiwa na mtu yote, kwa sababu wanaona maneno mazuri, na unaona leaders wana encourage since morning up to now, up to the end, wamekuwa wanataka kusimama na wao vijana ili wao waweze kufaulu.
Na tuliona pia hapo jana uliweza kuongoza ile shughuli ya kupanda miti. Pengine
Singara. Hata inaendelea sasa. Tulipanda miti kwa sababu ilikuwa lazima tuchunge mazingira pia. Kuelimisha hawa vijana kwamba mkija kuchukua taifa ambaye ni kame, hamtaifurahia. Tunataka kulinda mazingira, tupande miti, tupande michi ili tupate maneno ya maji kwa wakati ambaye inafaa. Kwa hivyo nafurahia kwa sababu umejitokeza. Leo tumepokea miti 10,010 na niko na hakika kwamba tutaikamilisha leo kupanda. Kwa hivyo ni kitu ambaye itaendelea. Mafunzo yetu ni kwamba watu wafanye lilo mema katika sehemu yao.
Na tunapomalizia Bwana Faruk, umesema umefurahi kuona watu wamejitokeza kwa wingi sana leo. Pengine mwaka ujao na miaka zijazo unawaahidi nini?
Kwanza kabla pale unaangalia watu ya KMTC, matibabu inaendelea. Tuko na NHIF inaendelea kukatwa, tofauti na vile unaona hapa. Ukienda pale mahospitali utapata milolongo ya watu ni kama turiada. Kwa hivyo inanifurahisha kwamba pia tumeleta kitu ambayo wananchi na raia wa kawaida wanaweza kujipima na kuhakikisha kwamba mili yao inaeleweka vipi. Jambo la pili, mwaka ujao umeuliza swali, ni kwamba sasa sikizeni, hapa ndipo wale amukushinda mwaka huu mtashinda mwaka kesho. Na ile kitu naimiza sasa ni mazoezi. Tuko na mahali ya kufanyia race, mumejua, ninawatangazia, mulitangaziwa ni ngumu, mumeona ni ngumu. Na dawa ya ugumu ni kufanya mazoezi. Na mwaka ni mwaka kesho. Time ni ile ile. So ukitaka kuchukua Colt unaanza na hapa. Na hiyo ndio mimi natoa mwito kwa wao. Asante.
Asante sana. There you have it, folks. That is the patron of the race, Mr. Faruk Kibet, promising a better next year's event. And a quick word for parting shot from Mr. Barnaba Korir, the chairman of the event.
Yangu ni kusema asante kwa watu hapa. We are very thankful for the welcoming that they gave us, the support they have given, and they have shown also the leaders, the communities and the athletes that they are also embracing this event. So we are very appreciative of their presence here. We thank also the government for the support they have given us, the leadership that they have already been here, and we are going to make sure that we continue with the camps that we have already started here. We'll be coming next week to visit the camp, and we also visit other camps within this region and also all the other parts of the country. We are thankful and we wish all the best, and the best athletes who have won, let them continue training and prepare for the next season. The young children, you see them running, those are the future generation that we are going to follow, and to make sure that we give them the support that is necessary. Next week, we'll continue asking for support from the private sector for the shoes and whatever material they require for their preparation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Just 30 seconds. We start with Mr. Bungei.
Yeah, I think for me, just the same way the patron, Mr. Faruk Kibet, and Barnabas Korir as the organizers, for us athletes, we really appreciate this kind of event, and we have got to echo them. Let's hope other people, business people, corporates will be able to echo the same event as today.
Janet, your parting shot?
Actually, as Barnabas have said, we have the camps. We are going also to use the camps to teach the athletes about doping.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And before I wind up, I'm seeing Mama here. She has a blanket. Mama, umekimbia leo mbio kiasi gani?
Leo nimekimbia kabisa. Kitu ya kwanza tunashukuru Faruk Kibet kwa kutuletea hii mbio. Tena ya pili tumefurahi kwa sababu tumeona talent ya watoto wetu. Sasa hiyo inamaanisha wameanza sasa kutengeneza wakimbiaji wa miaka sichazo. Hata sisi wa mama kuanzia miaka 45 mpaka 50 tumekimbia. Ukiona hii maplangeti ni kwa sababu nimekimbia, nimesawadia wa plangeti na nimefanya mazoezi. Asante sana. Tena mrudie siku ya kwanza na ni ya mwisho. Kila siku muwe mkutufanyia hivi, hata sisi tutapanda ndege kwenda kushindana na wazungu. Asante.
Asante sana. Maybe neno moja tu ukimalizia. Umeshinda blanketi, ulikimbia mbio gani?
Nimekimbia half kilometer mbio ya wasee ya kuanzia 46 hadi 59. Mimi nimefurahia sana kwa kukimbia kwangu, kwa use yangu, na mimi nafurahia tena warudie tena angalau sisi wote wasee kama sisi tupate damu ya kuendesha, yani ya kukimbia. Tena tunashukuru kwa Wakenya wote wenye wanatuangalia wafanye mbano kama sisi.
Asante sana. I really wish to have the time. I can see some maybe one word. Neno moja tu.
Nataka nishukuru Mungu. Kwa majina ni Peter Lele, mkaji wa Nandi Hills. Nimefurahia sana mchezo huu. Tumekimbia mkimbio ya wazee, na matarajio yangu sana, nataka niombe Mungu atusaidie. Natarajia kwenda ng'ambo kukimbia competition. Na nataka nishukuru Nandi T, wale wanaoongozwa na managers, wamenisaidia sana nikifanya mazoezi pale. So kufanya hivi tunajua kwamba siku moja tutanawili na kwenda ng'ambo. Asante sana, na ndoto yako ya kwenda ng'ambo itatimia siku moja. Asante sana. Muda haunasi, tafadhali. Wakati mwingine tutakupa muda, utaweza. Unasema nini?
Mimi ni Samuel Kiponge, mimi natarisha kufanya mazoezi ya kufaa ya kukimbia mwaka mwingine.
Asante sana. Tunaomba tungekuwa na muda zaidi tungeweza kuzungumza nao, lakini kama Waswahili wanavyosema, kilicho na mwanzo hakikosi mwisho. Tungependa sana kuweza kuongea na wananchi wote ambao wamefika hapa siku ya leo kuweza kushiriki mashindano haya ya The Great Chepsait Cross Country. Kumbuka haya ni makala ya kwanza, na mwaka ujao wanaoandaa mbio hizo wamesema itakuwa bora zaidi, na pengine mtaweza kupata wakati wa kunena mwaka jao, majaliwa wake Mwenyezi Mungu, tukiweza kufika. Asante sana. Kwa sasa tunasema tunaweza kufunga kutoka eneo hili la Tarbo, kaunti ya Uasin Gishu, tukitamatisha makala ya kwanza ya mashindano ya Chepsait Cross Country